better. Let's do this. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Just a rambling video. It's all about VHS releases really. Also possibly plans for VHS releases, so ideas that we've sort of think about from time to time when we make fan-made opening and closings, to ones that never exist. That's probably the base, probably the actually inspiration to make this video really. Yeah, there we go. I'll just have a little quick drink, then we'll get stuff started. That's to suggest, of course, ideas for VHS, ideas, children's VHSs, mainly really, because we've always been fascinated. I've always been fascinated with VHS releases from sort of my time, really, especially looking at these sort of information and the sort of, let's say, the evolution of companies, just like the BBC, with BBC Worldwide, with BBC Video, also like the Video Collection International, really how they evolved and how they probably de-evolved, really due to financial issues. But I've always been interested, with what they've used, what came out of that time really, and what's been missed out really in terms of content-wise, to do different shows and just basically everything else really. It's always going to be fascinating to actually think about different ideas, again these ideas really, and also people have made fan-made stuff they have, and it basically is interesting, and I think it has its own fascination really. Obviously, there's stuff that's never been fully released at all. Some classics, and probably shows that probably been in the 80s, but also been rebooted in the 90s, but never been released on home media, believe it or not. But we'll get to that eventually, actually. And maybe sometimes maybe some shows have only been released on one VHS at the time, really, that they've sort of out, or maybe a couple of years after, and never saw the light of day, which is strange. So we'll probably do we'll go into those territories as well. But first off, let's go through some shows that some episodes have been orphaned on home video before getting released on DVD, or found its way on a different video, but not in the ways you expect, really. So I'll try and think some along the way. I'll try and throw out some titles, some shows at the way. Let's do this. So first things first, let's talk about Brum actually. So BBC show. Released by Video Collection International in the 90s, of course. Strangely, it was never released by. It was a BBC show, but it's been distributed by Video Collection at the time, which it seems a bit odd, really. But it's not. It's a BBC show. I'm surprised the BBC actually never done that, really. But they probably snapped up and think like, oh, it all works, really. I probably don't know. Really. Don't know the reasons behind that, really. How they distribute, that show instead of BBC's own. I don't know. But interestingly, let's go through them. So, when it first came out, Brum, of course, it came out in video. The first 10 episodes released simultaneously in video they were. So you had Rescue and Wheels, you did in 1991 and 1992. But you also have 3 episodes that was sort of hauled over, and they didn't get released until, sometime maybe some more afterwards. Really, 2 appeared on Watch and Play video, if I'm not mistaken. It's the Fire Park and Robbers. They actually appeared on Watch and Play. I'm not sure it was 2 different ones. I forget about where it is really. When they put on. I think it's the same one with Kite or Rescue. I'm not too sure. I think it might have been with the Kite one, because I'm getting mixed up with 2 others that I've seen. That sort of sin you see on online now and again. I think Adam Densky for his actual username, he's done a lot in very good, fantastic VHS rips and stuff. Did a lot of the Bananas and Dramas videos recently, of course, and had done all that, just released online, perfect good edition, like super good quality as well. Brilliant stuff he's done. He's done a lot of work, he has. I'm just seeing what he's going to do next. He did release it, he actually released it and obviously upscaled it, of course, made to better quality he had. And obviously they appeared on there. Not sure what the episode was, I'm blanking. And the other one was The Running Pram, which appeared on the Children's Choice compilation, which appeared with an episode of Rosie and Jim and Playbox, I think, in 1992, obviously. So, but obviously someone like Jimmy Sapphire's been doing like recurrence like that. He did like a volume 3, it did, just containing those 3 episodes. And I probably think that'd be a good idea. Or do like the Watch and Play one, but instead of one series, one episode that's always been released because it got released on Bumper Special. It basically actually counts times really because you had the bloody Bumper Special in '93, then you had the 2-in-1 VHS, basically the same thing but in a different packaging design, really. But it's the same old video, really. They should have done like a watch and play thing, just include Robbers, Runaway Pram, Spy Park. That would have been good. That would have worked, and it would have suited really. Or unless you want to do like a what do you call it, like a mini one, of course, maybe the style of like the Australian VHS releases that they released. Australia had released. I'll get into Australian releases soon, really, because I have got a bit of a thing about that. That's what pissed me off a little bit. So yeah, so that'll probably be the most obvious choice to do, really. Or you can probably just release it as a treat size tape or something. I don't know. Maybe I don't know really. But obviously they've done before. Maybe like a watch and play VHS release. Discard that already released episode and just put on your pyramid. That'll probably make a lot of sense, really. If we unreleased episodes never seen on home video yet, that would have been interesting. That would have worked, Get some books and it's like, oh, we've got some new episodes, bro, fantastic. And then this moves me on to the other one, which is Brum's house painting. We never had this released in the UK, actually. This is the only Brum episode in Series 2 that's never been released. Not in the UK, but in Australia, of all places. I'm not sure about in anywhere else, in any other countries that Brum was sold at, maybe like Japan, or trying to think of anything else really, because I know there's Japanese VHS that is. But Australia had released it on a HC compilation in 1997, of course. So that's the only thing. I think that's the sort of physical evidence you could probably get. You can get it off eBay, but it costs quite a bit. In terms of Australia, it's from one side of the earth, from here from the UK to Australia. It's it's quite a very lengthy time, really. I mean, it costs quite a bit. It does in terms of the actual tape itself and the packaging, and the postage, shipping and everything else, just for one tape, just to get on one episode. Oh boy, so that's a bit of a ball ache. I think we didn't know about until we first knew about the ABC. I think online. I think. Wait, what? Yeah, we didn't get it in the UK, but the Australians got it. There's more to that as well, which we'll surprisingly see. So we never got that episode. We had the 12 episodes, of course, that were sporadically released from 1994 to 1995, of course. It's interesting that this I never actually released it on the Little Drummer Boy, VHS in 95. They probably think, it's just like, we'll just keep it the same moniker as they did before, really. I think this probably, I don't have plans to release it. I have no idea. We have no idea what VCI was like, all their financial issues, and obviously they had to rebrand, of course, and do what they have to do, really, just to keep cash afloat, as we all know. Well, I know, really. Probably just trying to, get parents to get more cash out of their purses, really. So yeah, but one trick they missed, and I'll bring this up, of course, is the My Little Range that they did in 1996. Obviously, they had two releases of Brum, of course, two series 2 episodes on. They never included house painting on that one, really. You could probably just replace one of them out. You can probably do either one. I'm trying to think what the episodes are on. There's two ones, actually. I think one's got Helicopter and The Wedding, and that orange one. And then it's Big Chase and what's the one on there? Ice Skate Star. That's it. You could probably just change one of them. Could be putting plonk on house painting, because they did that with Rosie and Jim. They did it with the Christmas Light special. They released it as like a one-off thing in the Milo Range, like an exclusive thing, really. It didn't get released. It had its release. They didn't get released until 2000 without cracking up boogie videos, which I've discussed on Cassette Confessions, actually, which I do own. So, it's like, it's not really, it's not, it's an obvious thing to actually put something that's not released on a Tweets House compilation that's all range in 1996, really. But obviously I think these guys weren't really trying, really. They weren't just really bothered, really, or had different ideas, weird stuff. Again, lights a bit blurry, we don't know. But I could probably just replace, something like maybe The Big Chase, or actually one of the three, actually. Helicopter, The Wedding, or Big Chase, because they got released on the biggest pirate video ever 2 years later. You know, you could probably just intercut some new, maybe get some new stuff on it. Stuff that's never been included, maybe like another version of Brum the Flood, or The Big Crane, or Naughty Kitten. You know, probably do something like that, or what's the other one? Very windy day. You never know. Or just, you know, you can have one like maybe an ice skating style and Rongo's house painted on one of them, you know, or rechange it, of course. But there we go. It's probably just like what they might have been given, really, or like a decision, like, you know, well, this episode's good. You know, it's probably, you know, obviously some of the other ones appear on, you know, biggest pirate video ever, really, which obviously explains, you know, because they have like those episodes sort of are standouts that second series, really. There are some good, there are good ones, I have to admit, you know, because I fondly remember them, I do. But you need something different, really. You know, maybe someone's never been fully released, maybe fully, or maybe some, I don't know. I keep thinking Little John, but that's how they've been on that thing. You know, because it's like it's right by fans, really. It's a bit of an odd thing, really. But so I'll probably see Brungo's House been showed on like on one of my little videos, really. Get rid of one episode and plonk it on that tape, really. You know, maybe like get rid of Big Chase and put that on there with Ice Skating Star. Would have been interesting. And probably might say exclusive episode, never released a home video yet, now until now or something like that. You know, exclusive unseen episode. You know, never released a video yet. I don't know. They could probably slapped on the cover. Also, they never did. They never continued that. I don't. I think they actually released some. Also, it got released on BBC iPlayer, so it might be that eye opener for people actually who haven't seen it. Or also, there might have been bootleg versions or releases on, you know, just online really, as we know. But anyhow, I'm not going to go into series 3, 4, and 5. I don't really care about those ones really. Not my sort of era Brumman like really. I did buy some VHSs at the time really. You know, when they were first released. Obviously, that was a different time, of course. You know, early 2000s. There you go. But I prefer 1 and 2. Series 1 and 2 is more what I think of Brumman really. Some, you know, good music by Andrew McCauley Shard. Play Wilcox narrated him. Some good stuff, of course, including. Also, it's very down to earth as well, like a relatable show. What it used to be, well, when it was in the 90s, really. So, so there we go. So that's Brum. Something else. I could do like a BBC show. I could probably say like Fireman Sam, really. Obviously, Fireman Sam's been released multiple times on video. Of course, BBC Video have released it countlessly over time, really. And episodes that were sort of missed, they were at the time. The first one being Safe for Sam, which is more like a. It's more like it's like an episode, but it's also more like a training video, like an educational video type thing with educational factors to it, really. Excuse the bell. Cuckoo clock. Thing. Right, so obviously I think for Serious Sam it's meant to be like an educational thing, really. I mean, obviously explained the other day, just like here with smoke alarms, fireworks, and everything else, you know, that could be like, you know, obviously I'm not sure it was like originally pitched first, then got back to the second series. I don't know. It was pretty doing the second series, it was, and just never. It never got released. It got released one time by SC Force, really, or S4C, that actually based in Wales. It got released on video, but basically never actually fully released it on a video along with other episodes. Maybe until when the DV range come out with Hit Entertainment taking over. Or Shit Entertainment, as some people call it, as Mountain Eye Free says it, in some in a couple of his videos. So that wasn't included. It could be included in like maybe what videos released in series 2. I'd probably say, you know, maybe like Sam's Day Off, Snowbits. I think Snowbits is probably the obvious one to put Plonky on, you know, because that has 3 stories on it. I think Aaron Bassbanton I Free mentioned his or Blue West Jam Addict 01. You know, he has two different channels. You know, one's more dedicated to Fireman Sam and everything else, Window Willows, episode content music wise, and Bassbanton I Free is more to do with again maybe a similar thing, but less French stuff, more comedic stuff really, and more. You know, about more to his strengths, really. I think, if that's putting it right. So that probably be included. You know, that would have been included. But obviously, you know, I think that there was like a rule to do like 40 minutes or something like that. You know, or they can do just when we say released maybe like the two episodes, maybe, which obviously would have been Safe for Sam, and the other one being Halloween, and two released episodes beforehand as like as to keep it as like 40-minute runtime. I don't know. I don't know if we've got like a volume 7 or something. It's like you have two episodes to the front, like sort of like new and haven't been seen yet, really. Like Save for Sam, Halloween, and two previously released episodes, just to fill some gappage in, or do a treat size tape or something like, maybe like put the two episodes together, put like an activity book or something like that, maybe do fire safety, I don't know, a few colouring pens, I don't know really. Something like that, really, maybe like exclusive to stores or something like that, just really seeing a card packaging, maybe that worked, I don't know really, in the 80s, maybe. I'm trying to think actually, what do you think? Maybe something like 1991, I don't know. Because obviously, Saber 7 also got released on DVD. Halloween got released on the Bayvest of Fire and Sam in 1992. So after, Series 3, and basically after the VHS, the sort of main VHS release ended, it disappeared a compilation as exclusive, really. I don't think I actually don't own that, really. So I'm trying to think if I was seeing Halloween beforehand, maybe on television, I don't know, really. But I have the first 6 really from the Here Next Door to On the Good Cause, so I don't know really. Maybe on television, I'm not too sure. Who knows? So yeah, I can't say very much more because Series 4 got released entirely. They had 8 episodes, whatever. I never actually owned anything for Series 4, so I don't really can't tell really. But those episodes from like Series 2 and Series 3, I think the main sort of idea is, with this one, is to release an activity book pack, something like that, with the 2 episodes, Save for Sam and Halloween, put them together. You just feel like something like, it's like with the Watch and Play stuff that Video Collection had released, really. So it would have been in that sort of thing, but BBC have done that in its own way. It's on right. I don't think maybe BBC will do that like a competition thing, like if they're copying off the Video Collection. I don't know really. Maybe I don't know if that's ever been done before. Have like BBC stuff, but also an activity stuff with it. I don't know. I don't know if the BBC have done that. Comment down below if anyone's familiar with that. If they've actually ever done that, I'm not too sure. Maybe, or maybe they might come later. I think when the toy box range come along. I don't know. Yeah. So if I'm saying, I'll probably see them too. There's 2 episodes either be included on this activity pack thing. I don't know, that might be a bad idea. I think Baz Metz and I think might comment down below, and you think, I don't know really, it'd be a bad idea. Personally, I would probably put, Halloween on Norman's Pitfall, Safe for Sam, Snow Business. That would have worked, This activity pack thing is a load of bollocks, so I don't know what his response might be. You never know. We'll see. Who else would we do? So Fire and Sam, that's done. That's Brother and Fire and Sam done. What do you think? Possum Pratt's alright because he released all these stuff's been released alright, really. Like Series 1 and 2. That's fine. And the specials in between they've been released consistently fine, actually. Truck's been fine on that front. I think so, actually. Joshua Jones. I'd probably do this one now. Joshua Jones, because there's only been two VHS releases of Joshua Jones. Same 4 episodes, but they never released the other 4 the last 4 on VHS, which I think were, I'm trying to get the top of my head now, which would have been, actually, let me just look at my phone briefly, because Joshua Jones is not a show that I'm never familiar with. Really. I've only known about it when I first started Path of Nostalgia. I've only saw it, found out from it, and obviously Baz Metz and I give me some really good insight, and also he loves the show, of course. Same people who did Fire and Sam, really. So basically, Bumper Films who done that, really. But it's like limited. It was short-lived because it features a Roman and Gypsy on a canal boat. Same time as Rose and Jim came out, and obviously wasn't just popularity, probably just swamped it, really. And obviously that would have been it, really. Unfortunately, yeah. Let's have a look. So, yeah, episode list. Yeah, I'm trying to find the last 4 episodes because I'm not really familiar with it. So yeah, here we go. So you got Paperwork, Photo Finish, Snake Chasing the Silver Key. The last ones, of course, so they never got released on video, really. The first 8 episodes did, really, consistently from 1992 and 1993. So people are probably thinking 904, oh, we'll get the last one's released, which never did really, and we never really got that really, because Joshua Jones in particular has a bit of an odd history. Again, this is going back to Australia. This is like for Brungo's house painting. That's ever been officially released in Australia on home video, not here. Joshua Jones has the same thing really. You had the VHS releases on the first 8 episodes. Yes, so you had UK release, but to get up to the last 4 episodes really is there's a DVD that Australia have released that basically contains all 12 episodes really, but only in Australia, nowhere else really, strangely. And it's a freaking crime. This is, it's like it's very again. Masman I Free put this in. Gives it a good context. It's a British show that's been made by the British, but you only get it in Australia. You can't get it on here, and that's the bloody trouble there is, because you can't. You have to. I don't know if it's quite rare now that DVD is, but I really hope someone will probably get like a distribution company and actually distribute this on DVD for the UK for UK audiences, which would have been good. I don't know if it would probably set the world alight, I don't know, because there's been a few DVD releases, that sort of have tried that, but they end up having like a limited run and go for high prices these days. It depends what year it came out. And that's it can be a bit of an issue, I don't know. Unless they put it in the BBC iPlayer, I don't know, really, as a form of result, really, or have a physical DVD copy. That would have been interesting, so yeah. That would have been something. Let's try and think off the top of my head now. So I would have, so in terms of everything else, Volume 3, Joshua Jones Volume 3, containing the last 4 episodes. Yes, that's the idea, really. To complete that collection of the, on the BBC Video, Jones Video range, really. Have a trilogy of Joshua Jones videos, and yeah, that would have been interesting. They never included any episodes on compilations though, because they only did one. Did they do one? I think they just did one actually that contained the one Haywire, the episode Haywire on the BBC Children's Favourites in 1993. I forgot the actual title now because I don't own the freaking thing. Really, it's not a video I actually owned growing up, really. But they could have done obviously they could have done released one of the episodes like the exclusive episode, which they did with some other shows they did at the time in the 1990s when they got released. And yeah, that would have been interesting. But obviously it never came to be. The Australians got it, or we didn't, and we have to fork out a lot of cash and postage to get this damn DVD to UK soil. That's a bit of an issue. So I really hope something like a distribution company, can actually get the rights and probably just put it on DVD in the UK. That would have been good. Maybe a few special uses like photo galleries or something like that, or maybe like isolation music. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think you want something like a mini documentary involved, really. Who knows, really? I don't know. That would have been something, really. But if it's more like a collection thing, I don't know. They could probably do something like a collection banner, of course, release some really stuff, like do one-off shows. Shows that have never been released on home media before. That would be interesting. I'll get to that in a little bit soon. But there we go. Speaking of DVD releases, of course, I could probably say something like maybe like The Treacle People. That's another one. That's a nice show that got released on DVD in Australia, but never here in the UK. I'm not sure if there's any VHS releases of The Treacle People. I'm not too entirely sure. I'll have a look just in case. This is just improv. It's like a rambling video. This is why don't we get these on DVD here in the UK? Why did the bloody Australians get it? I'm not too sure if The Treacle People got released on video here. I'm not too sure. Maybe they have done actually. Yeah. So tell a lie. I should have looked at this first, but they do have actually released on DVD. They have really Treacle People. They have. I'm not sure if that's the full one. I'm not too sure. You can get released. I don't know if it's like series 2. I don't know. Actually, no. I think it contains 3 episodes of that one. Really. God. Who knows? But they had released Polygon had released a video they did at the time, 1997. So there we go. But I'm not trying to show what episodes are included on that one. Who knows? But I think like a full version, like with series 1 and 2, probably be a good idea, really. Just again released on DVD because Australians released it. I'm not sure if it's, it'd probably be the first series, I think. Maybe the second series, I don't know. Because I know Baz Free's got the DVD release of that. He does. Who else can I think of, really? I think of any of shows I can think of that probably need a good, DVD release. I think something like the Story Store would have been interesting. I did cover that on Path Nostalgia, but obviously it's never been something. I think it's because there's already released some video at the time. I think they released a good portion of that series actually, but they released on DVD to my knowledge. I don't think. Actually, they have actually, but where's it from though? Region what? Oh, so it's like bloody freaking America. So they have released on DVD, but not in the UK again. So this is another thing. Quite an interesting stop motion show around Alan Bent and a few voice actors, but it's in bloody United States and Canada. Yes, we don't. Oh God. Oh boy. So. Oh boy. But that sucks. Yeah, that definitely sucks. Jeez. Yep. That definitely needs to be on a bloody UK DVD release. That does. Along with Joshua Jones, this needs another one. Story Store. That definitely needs a DVD release. Absolutely. It does take freaking forever for some as well. Like the Animals of Fine Wood. Didn't get full DVDs until 2016. Same with Forgotten Toys. Yeah, they had VHS releases scattered around. They did in the 90 from 1999 to around 2002, something like that. 2001, 2002. But and it didn't get fully DVD release until years later in the 2010s. Same with Animals of Fine Wood. No point taken. So yeah, that's a bit odd thing, really. One thing I can probably just bring up mention as well is Noddy's Twilight Adventures. My preferred version of Noddy, really. It's the one that we sort of grew up with in the 90s. It's something that our parents introduced, really. We're still on many compilations, of course. Of course, with Hull's version, really. Second attempt, actually, because they did one in the 70s, they did, and also the 90s is more superior, really. It has been released on video, but it's never been released on DVD, apart from one. And this sort of bugs me, this does, because obviously it was released by the BBC, of course, in 1999, when they were starting doing the DVD releases. I first knew about it when I got the Five Doctors, did this special edition, the first DVD release, I think one of the very first proper DVD Doctor Who releases ever on DVD, really, which is a special edition for Doctor 95 version. And they had a booklet, and inside they advertised like a Noddy, but also the first series of the Blackadder as well. That's why I first knew about the Blackadder generally through a picture of like Rowan Atkinson and Tony Robertson on the front cover. It's a bit interesting. Well, it's the first series, so obviously you get that sort of pathetic, I guess we call sniveling, Mr. Bean, like Bean-esque sort of, version of Blackadder, instead of like what you expect from him later on, that we've grown to love and hate, really. But obviously it was interesting because I thought, when I first knew about it, I thought, is it not that, because the disc art, the art looks like it's like CGI, and I thought it'd be like that Make Way for Noddy thing. I don't know, that came out a couple of years late afterwards, but it wasn't. When I first looked into it, I think it's Aidan Slater actually, who he had a DVD copy of it anyway. And also looked deeper, it contains 3 episodes of Noddy's Twilight Adventures on it, really, many from series 2, I'm not mistaken. Series 1, series 2, I think. But it's from that Noddy American show, unfortunately. So for people who don't know what this really was, Noddy was basically, something that Rick Sigurhow produced, really. Again, who done Chinatown Station with Britt Allcroft. It's basically the same show. It's in a toy shop, involves human characters and all sorts, of course, and he cuts to a Noddy episode, really. But I think they overdubbed. I think they dubbed it as well. I'm not sure if they have like a UK dub on that DVD. I have no idea because I have no clue, really. but that was really the thing. Like 98 it was. So this is after series three. This was so after series three, before series four. Um, my only sort of know about this version of that version of the American version show came from the theme song, which was included in those children's compilations. I think like a CBeebies compilation that we had years, maybe years ago, I think, a long time ago. And I was on it really. So I was like, hooray! It's not the Toyland version that you expect from that cassette that was in 1995, which is the superior version. It is, that is, I wish they should release a better version. Children's compilation of all sorts. I've done that before a few times on here with 80s and 90s mixtapes. Check them out if you haven't. But stuff like that would have been really good. You don't need cheap versions. Try and get the proper versions. They'll sell better. And, you can release on Spotify. People download instantly, of course. Proper stuff. It could be due to rights issues. I don't know, but that would have been interesting. Don't include this noddy version because it's rubbish. It's an absolute rubbish version of it. I thought like, gee, oh my god, it's really bad, really bad. That's my first impression of it when I first heard it, because it's not the Paul K. Joyce version, which of him singing and stuff, which is, I'll tell you the truth. Actually, of course, it's pretty good because Paul K. Joyce actually has a good singing voice. He does, so it works. Not this Toyland thing. So that's why I feel like, oh god, and that's the only physical, in terms of DVDs of Noise High Adventures, is this BBC release of the Shine Station knockoff, or very much in that sort of same universe, or Pantheon, if you know it, with Bobby Noddy. There's only 3 episodes on it, and you probably expect, like, could the BBC just release stuff like series 1, 2, 3, have like the first 7 episodes on one disc and the 6 episodes on another, and so far and so forth. Well, no, not really. That's probably the ideal way to go, because it's around about 10 minutes. You can put like 70 minutes, 7 episodes on one disc, 6 episodes on another. That's basically obviously what they did, which I'll bring up soon, of course, as well. But there's some stuff that needs addressing, of course, which I will address. So obviously having Noddy released on DVD would be really good. It depends if they actually release it. I mean, they're taking years to release the DVD Master on DVD. Animals That Farming Wood, Forgotten Toys. There's always those shows that have never been released fully on DVD. Maybe on bootlegs. I don't know really, but there really needs to be a really good, a good push to bring these out. Yes, they're old, but people my age, maybe a little bit older than me, probably love it. It's like collectability, really. They could do like like the Doctor Who collection Blu-rays. Do something like a range like that. Make a slipcase, like they do with the Disney DVD ranges with the films. Make a nice little funny cover, like a Photoshop cover with like a collage or something like that, or maybe do like a fall multicolor, like a different colours of fall background with a picture of a Photoshop image of like Noddy in his Cosgrove Hall version of Noddy. That probably works really. And then you can slip up and you can have like maybe like a cover in the style of the VHS releases, of course, maybe like, or maybe do like interesting. Put the one like say, this is series 1, series 2, series 4, 3 and 4. Yeah, that would be interesting. It should do all the rest really. That would have worked. I might be giving some people ideas. So you probably might do, and it might run like independent DVD distribution. I don't know. But I think that probably might work. It gives it some interesting flair, of course. Like it's part of a collector's series, but you still got your episodes, of course, that spread over maybe on a 2-disc set. You have you have like the 2-disc set of series 1, series 2, series 3, series 4. That would have worked. You probably might have included the Christmas special in series 3 as well at that point. And that'll probably work really. Which I'm hoping to see really. I'm probably giving people ideas, and that'll probably work. Some people will probably make that, and obviously bootleg to HMV or something, which is not that ordinary, because in HMV you always get bootlegs anyway, especially like CDs and stuff. Really, CDs, maybe a couple of vinyl here and there. You probably get bootlegs galore in there. So you're probably like it's the only time you could probably get these released on DVD, or do like a specialist website. People make their own figurines and stuff. You can probably do a specialist website, sell them for like a decent cheap price, like maybe something like $4.99 or something. A bit like Time Travel TV when they do like the Myth Makers stuff and bits and pieces, real time stuff as well. So I got one of the Myth Makers DVDs from. Really, so it might be a good fishing website, PayPal and stuff like that. It probably work really. It can open up to options, of course, and that'll be interesting. Who knows? That'll probably be an idea a few years down the line. I'll probably give people ideas. That's the point of the video. So there we go. So that's naughty out of the way. What else can I think of? Speaking of Costco Fall, I can probably say about the Wind and the Willows. So obviously we'll go back to VHS now. We're going back to like the VHS ideas, of course. So a few of the episodes, especially from series 1 and 4, never got the home video release treatment in the 80s and 90s really. So which is shocking really. And series 5 was actually almost so as well. 2 episodes were missed from there as well. Which they didn't get to see on light and home video release until the DVD collection in 2008. I think again in 2013, 15. Correct me if I'm wrong, because it got released simultaneously. They're still hard to get, surprisingly, because it's like how many times they've actually limited the numbers really. It's like again like a collectability, Seems interesting, but seems a bit of an odd thing really. But there we go. Well, actually, no, because they got released on DVDs and was Time Life. Some of them did, in some regards. But obviously, we'll talk about some of these episodes anyway. Where to fit them in really. So, what do you think? So obviously, in terms of series 1, there's only about 5 that sort of got excluded out of the bunch really. So, Buried Treasure, which is episode 5. Let me think of the other ones. The Open Road Again, which is episode 8. The Weasel's Trap, episode 10, Burglary at Toad Hall, episode 11, and Piper Gets the Dawn, episode 12. That's from series 1 from 1984. Series 2 and series 3 got released in entirety over the times, really, for various different times. Series 4, they only missed out on 2. If I'm not mistaken, 2? Yeah, they did. They only missed out on 2, they did, which was Bricks and Mortar and Tools and Tremors. They missed on that ones, and for series 5, or Mr. Toe, which is the Chief's Return and Hip Hip Sparrow, those are the other ones that never got released on home video until the complete box set. Really, that in its entirety. A couple of episodes did, like Buried Treasure, Burger at Toad Hall, the Business Trap. I think Piper Gets the Dawn got released on the Time of Video, isn't like a remastered version they did, which are hard to find. They're sort of from the Time Life website. I don't know if they still sell them. I don't know. Someone will probably watch this and comment down below. Yes, they do sell. You need to subscribe to them, or which I don't think so. Actually, Time Life sort of gone bust. Actually, I don't know. They've it's been years. It was years, probably a long time ago. And what year now? 20 odd years ago, probably. So I'm a bit late to the party. About nearly 20 years late to the party. I don't know. Who knows? But I had some ideas kicking about, obviously, in terms of some. One idea was to feature a box set featuring like a double box set VHS featuring one on tape, like because in 1998 they released that 4 seasons box set, which just contains two episodes each about the 4 seasons, which probably freaking released countless times. They did, from Spring Follies, Summer Escapades, Autumn Antiques, and Winter Tales. That's it. I keep thinking like it's not Winter Follies, it's not Winter Sports, it's Winter Tales. But they released them countless other times, and I think that box set should have been like just get the remaining stuff, the episodes, then they'll release some video and plonk in that double VHS box set, because you can have the series 1 episodes on tape A, like I mentioned beforehand. So from Buried Treasure, The Open Road Again, The Weasel's Trap, Burglary at Toad Hall, and The Piper Gets Dawn on tape A. And on the other side, you had, Bricks and Mortar, Tools and Tremors, The Chief's Return, and Hip Hip Sparrow on that one. You can easily fit 5 episodes on a tape, because they've done really bumper specials before, actually, with the special from 1990 and the Fun and Games special in 1997. So it's not, it's ordinary, it's done, but it's done that sort of thing before, and I suppose I never actually put them together really. It would have been a bit of an odd it's like an odds and sods collection of stuff, like the leftovers. People probably don't really want to see, but some of them are actually good. Like Piper Gets His Own, I love that one. You know, that's pretty good. You know, Whistle's Trap is quite dark and foreboding as well. You do have some probably good. You have your dud ones like Bricks and Mortar and Chiefs Return. Yes, probably not the episodes you probably expected to see, but it's like a completion thing. Like those are the episodes that need to be completed, which are 9 episodes left. We say those 9 episodes never got released on video until the DVD box sets that came out, and maybe at the end of time videos. I keep forgetting those, obviously, because I think it's like a different entity entirely. But you know, they've, you know, it's sort of like, you know, it would have, you know, just be like that really. I'm surprised that VCI never actually intends, probably, well, VCI particularly, never done that. I just don't know, unless it's like a rights thing, I don't know. Problem with VCI, of course, I think at that time really they was interested about getting cash, you know, like, to be honest, that 4 seasons box set's probably a bit of a cash grab anyway, because it's, you know, obviously it's in rarity because it's interesting, and I do think it looks familiar in some places. I don't know if I'm getting confused with a Rosin Jim video with the same orange colour and, you know, similar tactics. I don't know. I don't think I have that 4 seasons box set. And, you know, I've only got the Fun and Games VHS, and that's about it really. To my knowledge, I'm not sure what else is in that sort of archive in the attic. I'm not sure what else is still there. I'll probably have to dig stuff out and, you know, probably see what happens, you know. I'm all trying, you know, that's probably some cards that it's going to be probably not for a while yet. Who knows? But obviously that would have been the idea. The other idea was thinking about just doing like, you know, 3 episodes on one tape in a style. Basically like what the 92 VHS releases were like, you know, like The Labyrinth and Lord Toad. I could probably do something like maybe something to focus on Toad Hall, really, like a Toad Hall centric video with Burglary Toad Hall, Bricks and Mortar, and Tools and Tremors. That would have been like a something like that, you know. So it revolves around Toad Hall, like a Toad Hall centric video. Just what 3 of them, you know, them 3. One series 1 episode, 2 series 4 episodes, you know. And one idea was focusing on, you know, having the 2 almost a Toad videos, but only 2 separate tapes, like in a My Little Range, because Winter the Willows sort of was it's sort of advertised, you know, when the video collection was doing it. It had been since 1993 because they advertised, obviously, you know, the film in 1993. In 1994, they advertised, I think, the movie again. Actually, I'm not sure if it's like, I think the film again actually, or and bits of Tale of Two Toads. Then 1995, they did again, and same with the Carnival as well. In the VCI Carnival from 1993 to 95, and obviously they got shafted in 96, 97. Obviously, I think it's difficult to market them really. But also they had VHS releases actually. I think there was a bit of a gap it was between 95 and 97, so nothing from 96 for them really. So it would have given the opportunity to release those 2 almost 2 videos, but separately, you know, like a one, you know, about that My Little Range really, which I'm surprised they've never done. You know, so Chiefs Return, Hip Hop Survival, just release them really, because they did it with Count Duckula. They released 1 episode of Count Duckula on that video, Great Duck Detective, and so it's like, you know, there is precedent and reason to bring Winds and Willows into this range, of course. You know, instead you got sort of like Sesame Street, that New World's Little People for some strange fucking reason. You know, Carol's Tapes of Wizard, 4 Tapes of Wizardora. No, jeez. I mean, look, you know, it's a bit of an odd thing, really. You know, it's like going back to the whole Brum thing, of course, with house painting. You know, you could have done stuff like that. You know, you could have released, you know, unreleased episodes on those in that range, but they never do. You know, nor do something like the Tots TV or something like that. You know, that's a bit strange, really. You know, yeah, they do Rose and Jim and Brum, but they never release Tots TV on that. You know, in that sort of selection. You know, in that sort of range. Winter the Bills, especially as well. Just trying to remember, it's been again an odd thing, really. You know, but the release classics like Forest Farm, Christopher Crocodile to extend Molly's Gang, Tom Central Friends, of course, was in Jim, especially Brum, Rainbow. You know, still got some classics out there and some interesting stuff you probably never expect, but like really enjoy. You know, and again, like Topsy and Tim as well, actually. You know, just bring them out and just basically, you know, it's part of his range, but it's a treat test tape. Enjoy the tape while you got you like this, of course. Yeah, unless because I own a couple of them. Obviously, one about 3. To my knowledge, actually 4 if you count Christmas lights, but that's in a different box entirely. So roughly 4 in that My Little range to some extent. You know, maybe depends on the packaging really. Depends how it's packaged, how it's presented really, and in that way, probably makes much difference in terms of video content, the actual video content itself. Maybe, I don't know. I need to recheck out that Christmas lights video if it has that new Ragdoll logo attached to it. I don't know. Actually, no, because I haven't got that bloody Ragdoll promo in, hasn't it? At the beginning, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, that Save Children thing. I don't know. Who knows? But again, that would have been interesting actually. So I think for me, I would probably say, the actual idea for this one, the main core idea for the Winds and Willows, for the remaining episodes, is to release as a box set. I think I did explain it on the Winds and Willows Facebook group, which we are still constantly getting members on. Really, we're a lovely community. We're fantastic. We're nice people. Of course, we share some nice ideas, some artwork, some thoughts, and ideas and stuff like that. Just have a general chat really, and just explain. I never knew this scene was so frightening. Of course, and people probably like and agree. It's not just us as fans. People who worked on it as well. People like a few cameramen, a couple of animators as well. Maybe 1 or 2 animators, and some people, basically people have worked at Cosgrove Hall actually over the years are actually on it as well. So we're a nice community. If you like Under the Willows and that sort of thing, you enjoy the old English, love of it, and just so much animation, it's wonderful. It is. We're just a nice community. If you are into the series, if you've seen it, and also you think, I remember this, of course, just check it out. Of course, I always tend to plug this Facebook page. Definitely worth, if you're into that sort of show, if you remember from childhood from the 80s, if you were a child in the 80s, maybe it's like, my God, yeah. It's like what people do on Facebook. They look at some old stuff, you think, I remember this, I enjoyed the Facebook group. They have a nice, good community, and it's like a discussion. Again, it's like the old internet. It's basically like what internet forums are like these days. It's like, we talk about stuff. We're not mad or disagree on anything, really. We're sort of like, just have a good old time. People showcase some good stuff. About the show, like maybe some new requirements or anything else. It's really good, fantastic stuff. So definitely worth checking out. Try and seek it out if you can. But if you're into Winter Willows general, go for it. We're a nice community, we are. So that's out the way. So that's probably that's the plug out the way. So obviously that's my main idea. Just release, the double VHS box set as like a last minute thing, just like a Oz and Sods thing, of course. Series 1, the remaining Series 1 episodes on tape A, and the remaining Series 4 and 5 episodes on tape B. So basically like 9 episodes, 5 on one, 4 on the other. There we go. That's probably the best idea, just to release it out. It's like a filler video with a couple of gems included. So there we go. But obviously, it's the completionist version of it, really, which I'm not going to do a VHS recursion of that thing. I can let someone else do that, really. I can give them an idea, and probably, it's like, yeah, I can sell that, I would love to, that'd be interesting, really, So let's go back to some other stuff as well. So I mentioned all that sort of stuff. Oh God, anything else? I can't really do Rosie and Jim because obviously everything's been covered. Everything's been sporadically released, of course, over the time of the years. I'm not sure about, Brewer's stuff, really, but I know John Condon's and Pat Hutchins's areas are all fully covered there. They're all done, really fully released, of course, obviously. So you get all episodes you can on VHS at that point. No, bro, I think you can. I don't know if you can actually. I don't know. Maybe we know, bro. Maybe they released everything, of course. Maybe because he did about 4 seasons. He did, so that's quite a lot. I just don't know. I don't know really, because I can't. Nibura, I'd probably say it's not the best era for me, really. There's some nice episodes, of course, I do follow me, but I remember like John Conliffe and Pat Hutchins, especially Pat Hutchins, really, as my sort of era of Rosie Jim, because obviously I think stuff was still getting released at the time I was born, I think, to my knowledge, and also all what was left over to be, sort of been like retailed or reduced to cheap prices, maybe Woolworths or something like that. Who knows? Maybe that's why I got quite a few VHSs from them. Actually, I think Woolworths was producing a lot of stuff, a lot of stock at the time. Like circa 97, 98, 99, something like that. They have old stock, and parents are like, oh, cheap. It's like, nah, it's cheap price, we'll get it for some. Who knows? What else can I think of? I could probably go back to maybe something like, let's continue with Cosgrove Hall. So we did Naughty, we did Winds of Willows. Let's do Okie Doke. Okie Doke. It's a favourite show it's one of my favourite Cosgrove Hall shows of all time, really, along with Noddy and Winds of Willows and Danger Mouse as well. This is another one I actually love. it's quite forgotten under the rug really, because it's quite, they only did 2 seasons of it, and obviously the show. This is why I like to bring some shows up, and obviously in terms of like its availability on home video, because Okie Doke has a strange history. It does really start because in '96 when the video started coming out, he had one official video release and 5 episodes on it. And then his episodes got sporadically around on compilation tapes. So stuff like the Wishing Well, the Monster, the Orchestra. What else? The Birthday Cake as well. What else can I think? Was there episodes? The Hiccups as well. I forgot about, and the first story, The Lonely Mouse, got released some on compilations there. So you actually got to see them, but not in like in a Okie VHS tape really. Just like with on compilations, especially maybe with Toy Box really, because they actually released some far between and that BBC Sensational Summer Fun VHS. But the best are 2 stories they did, obviously the first series, which was Cheeky Breeze and the Jam Puddle, which you didn't get until 2003, when Cinema Club, or VCI really, released them in 2003 under these, and the other Cosgrove stuff actually, released it under the Kids Club, well, the sort of the tail end of the Kids Club DVD range, which started way back in the 90s, really. And I mean, Kids Club it's an odd thing, really. It's a really fascinating thing. I mean, when I started put them on DVD in like in 2000 or 1999, whatever. I mean, you probably got stuff like, Skydance and Dragonflies. You got Teddy Bear Sing Along, the Riddlers, in the early days of Molly's Gang as well. So you had that sort of that weird 90s stuff as well. I mean, interesting, yeah. You get them released on DVD, of course. Obviously it's like cheaply done though, because you had the VHS cover slap bang in the middle and some bog standard cheap, simplistic background stuff. Really, very simplistic design, but it was obviously like a budget DVD or something like a budget range, something like that. Really, and that's what they did. Shame they didn't do any more with the kids stuff, because under the Kids Club banner, actually they probably did. Actually, I think they released a Mega Machines video under that banner as well. I think maybe. Let me have a look. Because I think there's one that she released, but they never done. Oh, sorry, Foley's Farm. Like they released. There's two. I remember. I think one of actually. I think I do own under the Kids Club banner, which was the Ups and Downs and Moonstruck. I'm surprised they never actually released them on DVD. Really, that would have been fantastic. Really. Let me have a look. Which would have been something actually. To be honest, I think they have actually Mega Machines. Yeah, they have done. Yeah. I think because they actually did release it. Really. Probably had to come by now, this whole range really. But obviously that was what the VCI was doing at the time. This is your standard design really. This is the original designs that they released in like 2000, 2001, very box standard. As you can tell, it's it's all this sort of stuff. Yeah. Basically what they released in the 90s, and also probably still the rights to. I don't Mega Machines obviously yes, but I just don't know really. I'm not sure about any of this. I can have a look. One example I could probably just, I remember seeing one of them in a charity shop years ago. One time I think it was Molly's Gang actually. I don't know. For example, this is what it looks like really. It can't off a filter really, and also my screen's a bit of an odd thing really. But that's what they used to do really, and this basically snap the VHS cover. Snap the VHS cover on that DVD is like a budget thing really, of course. It's not until when they decide to release the Cosgrove Hall stuff in 2003, which I did a VHS compilation of, like I call it Kids Club video or something like that. One of the first compilations I actually did during 2020, during the lockdown period. I just did for fun, really. Also got inspired by Mayday 51's trailer promo for it with Simpsons Clips 24 doing the narration as well, with some music by Phil Bush, which was pretty good actually. So I just made a VHS like that really, and we'll try and find some stuff like that. sorry, Little Monsters, geez, yeah, and Highlander, geez, you know, they did release some stuff that was probably released on the time, again, budget, but it would have been fantastic. It's an interesting night, it's an interesting thing, really, but it's what they did towards, I think, towards the end, really, like the last bit of Kids Club you can probably think of, is the whole Cosgrove Hall stuff. So obviously, going back to Up Dub, the first series got released on those two DVDs. How they did it was they did two volumes. They did so they did the first of series one. So the first 7 episodes on one DVD release, and then another with a range 6 really. They did it with the Animal Shelf as well, with and same Rocky and the Dodos as well in the which was late night show. Phantom Cat they only did. I think what Telestar did actually, they released the two episodes on one video. They did, and Video Collection, VCR did the same thing really, because you have like two episodes on one DVD, 2 episodes on another really, and Foxbusters basically the same thing. Obviously, 13 episodes, 7 on one disc, 6 on another really, and they released them separately really. A bit of an odd decision really, but at least you got a complete, that Source series got released really. Okay, especially actually, so it's like, oh, you had the complete collection, you had the first complete first series. That's good. Which brings me on to series 2 actually, because I never saw series 2 when it got really, because CBBC released, rebroadcast them in like the early 2000s. I remember seeing it back in the day, early mornings, like during the weekend or something like that. I never saw I saw other stuff like Brum and The Flood. And maybe something like Salty's Lighthouse. I don't know, or maybe that's ITV. I don't know, but I remember seeing or maybe Channel 5 or Channel 4. I don't know, because I remember seeing 2 episodes. I think an episode or 2 of I think it was 2 episodes of Salty's Lighthouse on that on television many years ago, 2002, 2001, as I remember it actually, because I remember watching Tugs. Yes, obviously, and obviously it's got it's based on that really, and. Again, like Shanghai Station, but animated, insert with stuff with the Tug stuff, which is, it's not a good experience really. When I first looked at it, I thought like, oh my fucking god, they've really just fucked up the show, haven't they? In terms of voice, in terms of editing and everything else. Because I remember, the only 2 episodes I remember from Soy's Lighthouse when I watched them on TV, when we broadcast on UK TV, was to do with Jinxed, but in a different way. I think it's like when he again, like, Boomer's the lucky Tug, and he ends up getting turned into a houseboat at the end, which I think that was the one I saw. Whereas there's another different one actually. He just goes in the sunset and goes, I think. And there was the other one too, the Great Race with Sunshine trying to win, and you see, but it's cut in between stuff like him. It's weird actually, because you see me as like his yellow is in his Star Tugs livery. And he's seen his salvage livery as well. That was weird. The first time seeing that, I think, hang on, he's white. He's pure white. How is he like that? And he cuts, and he's seeing like, hang on, he's yellow again. He's white. What's going on? It was a weird experience. It was seeing that first time. It's like, hang on. I've seen some episodes I never saw. I never saw Sunshine yet, nor Jinxed, and saw like Pirate and stuff. And Opera and Quarantine. Never saw those yet until I got the VHS releases, a bit later on, really. So it's been a bit of an eye opener, really. It's like, hang on, wait, what? It was confusing. The editing was confusing. The voice acting was weird, and the change of names, that was weird. So I'm going on a tangent, which is fine actually, because I'm talking about stuff. Obviously, don't release Salty's Lighthouse on DVD. I'd rather not. Or if you do Tugs, I'll go about Tugs in a bit. Foreshadowing stuff again. So let's go back to Okie Doke, obviously. So series 2, I never saw any of it because it was never got released to here in the UK. Weirdly, it got released in Australia yet again on VHS releases. Quite a few actually, I think a couple actually, but nothing for series 2 never got released here in the UK at all. We got series 1 on DVD in 2003 in its entirety. So that first series entirety, the second series we never did, unless you recorded off television. Unless you record it when it got first broadcast in like 1997, or when it got repeated in like early 2000, 2001. That's the only time you probably get to see it, unless it got repeated more times between there. I don't know. But that's the only times you can put. There's some footage, of stuff like continuity stuff from that time really, and also they do broadcasts. There's some snips and bit of footage really. really. And obviously, Okie Series 2 was a bit of an oddity, really. It's like it was like a lost season, really. Like it was like lost media for some time, really. Yeah, there was some odd, not very good quality stuff like Monster Truck Go Kart Race, and bits and pieces from other episodes like the Missy Day and the Hollow's Fate as well. Bits and pieces that Simpsons 24 uploaded. But it wasn't until I think it was last year. I think it wasn't 2 years ago. 2 years ago or last year that they used the Noddy and Johnson. We actually put them all on YouTube. He did, because obviously I think he's based in Australia. I think so. He's got hold of these, of course. Like Series 1, good quality because it probably come for DVD releases, of course. And then you got Series 2, which probably is not in best condition really, but it probably been sourced from the VHS release, of course. And it's never looked better actually, because it's an interesting eye opener, because we've only, us Brits only probably see it on television, just on television, not on home video releases. Hell, BBC never actually released it on compilations at all, just Series 1 stuff. So it would have been interesting. So I would have loved to see, Cinema Club do Series 2, tackle Series 2 really, or reissue the first series, of course, and do like a similar thing with the second, of course. Maybe do what I did like on the show Knowledge Twine Adventures, do the collector series stuff and do like a 2 disc set, with Series 1, Series 2, so on. You can just do, that'll be again really interesting. Same with with the other stuff as well, like Rocking the Dodos, because Series 1's only been ever released on DVD. Series 2, maybe maybe a few episodes on YouTube really, but I don't think it's ever been released on home video. Let alone being recorded as much really at the time, which I would have, that would have been interesting. It's open possibilities. We could have done stuff like that really. Just re-release them as it was. Do what I think the template is, and this is actually going to be quite surprising, but do what VCR had done in 2003. What they did with Okie Doke, Rocking the Dodos, Animal Shelf, and Foxbusters. Do that, but instead of releasing on 2 volumes each, each on 2 volumes separately, put it as like a double disc thing really, which I would definitely be interested in, like a double disc standard, maybe some different artwork or something like that. I don't know. Maybe some Photoshop artwork, standard box standard Photoshop artwork. I don't know, just anything. Just release it on Region 2, 2 disc edition, 2 disc set. Boom. That's your. There you go. You can probably win a lot of people's hearts over that stuff. With stuff really. That would have been good. That would have been fantastic. Obviously. I don't think the BBC ever actually knew what to do with Okie Doke really. Obviously, there was the one video in '96, and never again. I think maybe and also something like Williams with Wellingtons. That would be good. Dino Babies as well. Harry Jeremy as well. All this sort of stuff, all these possibilities. Maybe I had a little poll of it. I don't know. I don't know if that's I think there's a movie. I don't know if it's ever been released on DVD. I'm not too sure. Maybe like Tales of the Two Fairies. I don't know. A new version of Joshua Jones. Yes, that would have been good. Maybe Star Hub Ponies. I don't know. Maybe Star Ponies. Yeah, that could be a bit interesting idea. We just reissue some stuff that's never been, it's probably been released on DVD way back when. Like at the beginning of the 21st century, and just reissue it. Get a company to do that, and just release it. Maybe just do that at their own online store. I'm sure people will love that. Maybe do it for like $4.99 each DVD. That would have been good. You'll earn some good profit there, and it'll earn a good reputation. Depends how they might do. That would have been fantastic. Because internet shopping's the rage these days, of course. And I think that'd be a really interesting move. That'd be a really good move. Get independent distribution company, get the rights to the shows, of course, and just release them with DVD. Because I don't think, like the BBC, are not going to do anything with it. Channel 4's not going to do stuff with old shows. That probably been released, whenever really. I'm trying to think what has been released on DVD. I mean, stuff like, like Trapdoor, that's been released. I mean, Forest Farms has, but it's hard to get hold of. You could probably never get it because it costs £100. It does. I did that in the video many years ago, about that. But I would love to see, that like a official release Forest Farm release of all 25 episodes, that would have been fantastic, you know. I'm surprised. It's interesting because it's never quite, you know, it's quite surprising that you know, VCI never actually did the Kids Club range, especially in the early days when they started releasing DVD. Yeah, you got Highlander, Mega Machines, Riddlers, Teddy Bear Sing Along, Molly's Gang, you know, all that sort of stuff. Why not Forest Farm? Maybe two releases of Forest Farm. You know, Moonstruck and Ups and Downs. That'll probably be suited. You know, or they did release Skydancers, didn't they? You know, or maybe I don't know really. Maybe some exclusive stuff. I don't know. Maybe you know, can do like a mock-up VHS, but something exclusive. I don't know. Because what's never been released on home media entirely that I would love to see? Because most of it's been released on DVD and video, really. I mean, in terms of video release, of course, you could probably say it's maybe like PC Pigton. That's never been released on video. Creepy Crawlies, that's another one. I know quite a forgotten obscure Crosscuff Hole show they did in the late 80s about insects and a sundial, which is it's actually pretty good stuff, really. Good character side, good armatures, figurines, brilliant stuff, look very detailed and very interesting. Animation's decent as well. And yeah, they only did 2 VHS releases, so 10 episodes have been released. I think some more have been released on YouTube since then. But a DVD box set, you know, like again, what because we don't know much about the show. It's weird. We've got episodes of it on video, hard to get hold of sometimes, and also you've got released on YouTube as well. But we don't know much about it. Like, what episodes come? How many episodes are a series? How many series are there actually? That's the thing, you know, because it was produced between 87 and 89, I think, you know, at that time. So I don't know if there may have been 2 seasons. I have no idea. You know, it's an obscure show, really. We need to look. I would like to know more information about it, really. I don't know if, unless you try and read through TV Times, I don't know at that point, especially in 87, 88, 89, which would have been something really. We'll just probably just need to check, really, you know. I don't know. That's good. You know, that would have been good. That would have been interesting. So Creepy Call is love to get a DVD release of that. You know, that'd be another Crosscuff Hole show to add to your collection. You know, amongst many others, of course. You know, like the reissue the old back catalogue that probably VCI had done in 2003. Reintroduce that, re-release it, and yeah, that would have been fantastic. You know, that'd be something. What else can I think of? I don't know really. Maybe Rainbow. I mean, Rainbow's interesting because there's shit ton of episodes. There's shit ton of episodes from 72 to 1992, and you've also got the toy shop stuff as well. That's never been released on DVD. It's been released on video. Don't know how many episodes they did of that really. And you've also got Rainbow Days as well. So you've got quite a big chunk, like a massive thing of different eras of Rainbow to go on from. They did release some stuff on DVD in terms of the classic era with Jeffrey, obviously. I got his last name. Jesus Christ, I've seen Rainbow a few times, of course, I've got his name now. Yeah. But obviously, stuff like, you know, the toy shop version and the Rainbow Days version, you know, you could probably do something like that, I don't know. I suppose that maybe not like a Kids Club version of that. Jeez, yeah, that'd be something. That'd be like Whiplash. A little bit. I mean, it'd be like an old thing. It'd be an arts and salts clash. I mean, that's what Kids Club in that sort of early days was really. You know, when they were so transferred to DD. Yeah, it's like hang on. So we've got that. This, not good stuff, but some decent stuff that I probably remember, but some half-assed bollocks. Teddy Bear Sing Along, I'm looking at that sort of stuff. And Elizabeth Watts. Oh my god, I forgot that. I totally forgot that was released on DVD. Oh my god, jeez. I'm surprised that made it on DVD. Oh god. That'll be gone. It'll be linking about on eBay, linking about in charity stores. I'm not going to buy that fucking thing. Oh god. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to buy stuff like that. You know, that's, you know, I've had enough in doing that for one measly pinch with Elizabeth Watts. Jesus Christ. You know, I think she's all right as a, well, I don't know. No, I think of Jessica Martin. She's probably she's a good voice actress. I probably think, you know, maybe Elizabeth might be good. No, she's more in a physical thing than playing in a bear costume. You know, and you have Gary Martin and Jessica Martin. I think Gary and Jessica Martin doing it, I think. Oh my god, yeah. I mean, fair enough. I mean, Gary Martin's good stuff anyway. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I mean, it's been released on video anyway, of course, which is Dawn of the Donkey, of course. That's been released on video through Delta, that has, and also the DVD box set, which I first came to know the show. So I have the complete show of that, I do. My sister does, well, when it gets retrieved, I'm going to keep it anyway, because it's going to be forgotten. I'm going to keep that thing anyway, along with some bits and pieces, of course. That maybe that old bootleg style police as well, I'll probably keep that as well. I'll keep some remaining DVDs anyway, which will be alright. Yeah, so I was going to say, yeah, it'll probably be released. Well, there was one show I looked into recently and probably I never really talked about it actually. I've only found about it recently, which is the Caribou Kitchen, I think it is, or the Caribou Kitchen, with Kay Robbins in. An old show from '95, 2D animation about a cafe owner named Claudia. Never been released on home video at all, believe it or not. Not VHS, not DVD, and some of its episodes are hard to find. A couple of episodes, maybe 1 or 2 episodes you can find through TV broadcasts, of course. They've been taped off Children's ITV at the time, then CITV at the time, really. And, it would be interesting, really. I don't know if the original stuff probably exists still. It's interesting. It's something like rubbish King of the Jungle about this cat and a dog fighting. It's like Tom and Jerry style, but with Lexi Sale with his voice over it. Interesting. It's a bit like, I don't know, it's like an odd version, maybe like a mixture of Tom and Jerry, Heathcliff, and Garfield to some extent, like our version of it, really. And that's never got a DVD release. Phil with the Frogs never got a DVD release. It has a VHS release, but never got a DVD release. Juniper Jungles never got. Well, they had 1 VHS release and 4 episodes on it. Not anymore though. Love to see a full DVD release of that, really, of all episodes. That would have been good. Again, interesting. That would have been good. Phil with the Frog as well. What else? PC Pinkerton as well. That's interesting. Little nice little series. I mean, it's like copy and paste plus from Pat Boy as a policeman. It's interesting. In those episodes, I think maybe because there's only 12. There's 13 episodes, but there's 12 episodes available on one video. BBC used to do that. I don't know why they did that. It's a bit of an odd thing. Because you have 13 episodes of series, but they always release 12. And that's a fucking ball ache, that is. It's with Williams with Wish Wellingtons, They did it with the two, with series 1, series 2. They always miss out 1 episode, and that's a fucking ball ache. I mean, with series 1 is Sweet William, one of the good episodes, one of the best episodes I've ever seen of Wellingtons since I've ever mine. That's been included on the video. It's been included on two compilations since then, but not on a full package. Like if you want the complete collection of Series 1 of Williams Wellingtons, you'll have to probably concoct your own version of it, really. And I'm not sure what BBC Studios are doing with Williams Wellingtons, because they keep blocking the damn thing. Strangely, I don't know if they still do that now. They haven't blocked my Path Nostalgia video, because obviously it's only got the title card on, and that's it, really. It's not something they're trying to just talk about it, really. So I don't know, really. But I'd love to see them. It'd probably get released on DVD. I don't know. Again, independent complete DVD releases. It would have been interesting. It's something like that, really. Same with Brum as well. Series 1, Series 2. Love to have that. That would have been good. Again, why is it not released on DVD? Why is it not released? Fucking hell. We demand this sort of stuff. Some people probably demand Highlander the animated series on DVD. Fair enough. That could be included. The Riddlers, I don't know. Roger and the Rontrolls, maybe. I'm not sure about Teddy. Oh, not Teddy. I'm not sure about Teddy Bears. Jeez. I've barely seen Teddy Bears. I don't think it was around. I think it was around, but I never really barely seen it. I only know about it because they had a VHS in the local library at the time. Really, that's probably just been chucked away. Junked. As with many other stuff, really, because they sort of reshuffled everything. Obviously, VHS were out of fashion, really, so they basically just junked everything, really, probably, or sold them off to people. I don't know, or just really junked them. I've done it before with VHSs, with adult action films, really. Not my kids' stuff, really, thankfully, because that's been heavily maintained. At least I hope so. Actually, depends on where a good massive portion it is. Still got a tiny portion still. Really, but all the rest I need to find out if it's fine, not damaged or anything else. really, or completely missing. It's like, but there we go. So that, I'm trying to think of anything else really that I remember. Again, Caribou Kitchen. That would benefit a DVD release actually. Well, they release some video. It will be something. It's like an obscure. It's very obscure show. That is. Maybe some. I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything else that would be. I remember like the Brollies. The Brollies. That'd be interesting to be on DVD. That'll be interesting. Caribou Kitchen, the Brollies, Tugs. That's another one that needs to be released on DVD. It's been released on video, yes. It depends what you might get out of it. This is a problem though, because when they first released some video, because it was stuff like Sunshine Pirate, Regatta Munitions were released in a 20-minute cut on video. When it got released later on with the other episodes like Trap the Ghosts, Quarantine, Big Freeze, whatever, it's a 15-minute cut. It is, there's just, a bit of an odd thing really, but there is some stuff that probably still exists, all this footage. Where it's got to, I don't know. I mean, Warriors 28 cut exists, it does. Episode 6 exists since 20 years on by the exhibition. But I would love to see, maybe like again, a good box set of it. Like a Tugs box set. With the 20-minute cuts and the 15-minute cuts, like the 20-minute cuts, like the home video cut release and the TV edits as well. That would have been so fantastic, and maybe some sort of like bits and pieces like the behind the scenes stuff, like from that TV Magic behind the scenes stuff with Cardona and Mitten. Maybe some stuff with some interviews as well with Michael Donnell and some people who worked on the show for Clearwater. That would have been interesting. Maybe fans as well. That'll be a good stuff, and also maybe a couple episodes of Sawyer's Lighthouse to make it maybe an episode or two of Sawyer's Lighthouse to make it beneficial. Not the whole thing, but maybe 2 episodes just to give it an idea, really. And that would have been really good, fantastic. That'd be interesting stuff. That'd be beneficial, upscale it a bit, and as it is, we don't know if some the remaining voice actor, like if it was released as a 20-minute cut, maybe some stuff like the sizzle reel would be included, or maybe like the Sunshine US dub. Again, there's a lot of good possibilities for some special features as well, and also alternative stuff. Again, the 20-minute cuts and the 15-minute cuts, or I don't know if these exist or not, like the half-hour cuts as well, like with Sunshine and Jinx, because apparently that was one thing they did. They did like this whole half-hour, like half an hour, like 30-minute versions of that when they first started out. Then it turned it down to 20, then to 15. They would not think really, and that would be interesting. Maybe again about going to like a documentary, like a look back at Tugs or something like that. People just probably some of the crew members probably walk around Shepton Studios or something like that. Just like a brief walk around, but like any sort of walk around the whole area and stuff. Like we just we did this whole thing. David hired us. We worked for Clearwater in the early days. I was hired in 1986. And that sort of thing as a model maker, that sort of thing. That would be interesting. Interviews like with maybe with Cardona, Michael Donnell, Chris Tulloch, some of the voice cast as well, like Sean Prendergast who voiced Sunshine, maybe Simon Nash actually, depends if he's around still. In terms of what he's doing. I know Sean Prendergast is still around. He is. You probably still. He still sound. He has this recognizable voice. If you look at him, it's like, geez. It's still like Sunshine. I don't know if there's any others like Nigel Anthony and I don't know. Really, I know I know Tiffany Bateson's passed, and I know Patrick Allen's passed, and maybe John Badley's passed as well. But maybe a couple of voice actors, maybe crew members as well. That would have been so interesting. And maybe talk about what is meant to come in the future if they plan a second series. That would have been interesting. That would have been fantastic. There's possibilities of that thing. You can do the Ultimate Tugs box set. Depends if you get the resource. Depends if you get the resources and all everything. The things that sort of, what is obtainable. What can be. Well, it depends on the Tugs exhibition really, because they own quite a few bits and pieces. They do because of concert art and a few props and a few footage that have been shown only to VIP events, believe it or not. So who knows? But that would have been interesting. I I mean, speaking of which, I can talk, so I can go back to Thomas Tench and Friends. One thing that bugs me, really, it's to do with how VCI handled the releases, of course, and especially the VHS releases, of course. Series 1 to 3 is fine, because I have no issue with that, you know, because it's chronologically, and it's also, you know, it's the free releases, you know, if 8 episodes, like you know, from series 3, 1 to 8, that's fine. You know, there's no problem with that. It's chronological, it carries on, it's fine, it is, and it's really sort of free videos, fair enough, that's how it does, and that's how the norm was with the first 3 seasons. It's when you get to series 4, that's the problem, you know, because at least, you know, episodes out of order, especially, you know, stuff like maybe, I don't know, like the first 3 episodes of series 4 on Rock and Roll, and you miss out the 4th episode, and it cuts to other stuff, bits and pieces, it's strange. And they did the same thing with Thomas and Stepney, you know. But the thing that bugs me more is the other episodes that have been released sporadically since then, really. So what I mean is, you know, in terms of like, it starts with Thomas is Train and 17 Other Stories. You know, Rock and Roll and Thomas and Stepney are fine. They have, you know, 8, 9 episodes on it, really. It's just for the other episodes because they appear on other stuff. Because you've got, how do you think? You know, you've got Train Stops Play and Bowled Out on Thomas Train 17 Other Stories, 9 out of 5. And then you got Gallant Engine, Henry the Elephant, Thomas and Special Letter, Bullseyes, and Man a Bike on the Story and Song Collection. It's only 5 episodes on that one tape. And then you've got Pierce and the Special Lady on Playtime, and 4 Little Engines on Chases, Western Runaways. Oh boy, you know, and it's like, you know, it's no consistency. And this is why I rank Series 4 lower. Because I like the first 5 seasons are low, but I rank Series 4 lower because, yes, it's a good season. It's really good. Yeah, it has continuity issues in the sort of back end of the series, in terms of the episodes they adapted for the mainline engines. But, you know, it's like, you know, you can't really get much of it because I had very little. I've had like half the series to look at, you know, to watch really. The only thing I had was Thomas and Stepney, the Thomas and Train 17 Stories bumper special, and then the one episode from Children's Play School Favourites, Thomas and Special Letter, and that's the only series 4 content I can ever get really, until maybe you seek out the other ones like Rock and Roll and, you know, Story Song Collection and Playtime and Fring Chasing Western Runaways, you know, and it's like, you know, right, you know, you're wasting time to complete the collection, but you're buying compilations of released other episodes just to obtain this one series 4 episode. It's fucking stupid. But Australia had done the right thing, and they did Thomas and Special Letter. They basically released the remaining 9 episodes, of course. And Jimmy Sapphire has actually done the better idea of actually releasing it as a video collection release in 1995. And that's beneficial, that is, because, you know, and that works. I'm surprised the video collection never done that. They never done that. You know, it's a bit of a thing. It's like a no-brainer. You know, case of Jimmy Sapphire for making like a possibility of what could have been as a good 1995 release. But no, they end up releasing a bumper special, which it's one of my favourites actually, I can't really lie. When I got it, obviously, but there is a bumper special and another one in 95, which is the Year Favourite Story collection. And, you know, release it sporadically between, you know, from 96 and 97 as well. It's a freaking joke, it is, you know. Come on. You know, and I can transition to Series 5 as well, actually. Because I've always considered free video releases to be suited, really. You know, it's Big Surprises in 1998, yes. Nothing changed on that one. The 9 episodes stay on that one. It's mainly for Happy Holidays and Rescues on the Railways I'll probably change about. Mainly add some episodes to Rescues on the Railways and probably remove some episodes and put some stuff on it. Because you've got, you know, in terms of stuff on Happy Holidays, you've got sometimes Top and Hat's Holiday, that's a fun comedic one that is, you know, I'm trying to think of the light-hearted ones, of course. So, you know, the light-hearted stories, of course, are included on Happy Holidays, and you've got the more actiony, quite the dangerous stuff ones on Rescues on the Railways, which sort of suits it, and some of them are actually put on bloody images, of course, and you don't really see them until later when you get PB Party 2000. It's like it's advertising it, but it's not on it. It's weird. So I'm excluding Spooks and Surprises because that sort of fits the bill, and its episode stuff is actually good. really. So it's mainly Happy Holidays and Rescuers on the Railways. So take stuff from PB Party and plonk them on these two video releases. So for Happy Holidays, you probably exclude the actiony stuff included. So basically, we moved the 2 episodes of Bear for Gordon and Toby in the Flood. They put them on Rescuers on the Railways. So in terms of stuff, you can probably do, Sir Top Hat's Holiday. You can do. Trying to put that on my head now. What else is there? In terms of random episodes, I'd probably do Sir Top Hat's Holiday, Bar, Double Teeth Troubles, Happy Ever After, Oliver's Find, Make Someone Happy. What's the other ones? I think it's just them, really, obviously. And then obviously you've got Rescuers on the Railways, of course. So obviously you've got Cranky Bugs, James and Troubled Trees, Pop on Percy, Something Gets Lost, Something in the Air. You've also got, you can obviously include A Better View for Gordon, Toby in the Flood, By George, to a certain extent, and Busy Going Backwards. And obviously, that they're the more actually stuff. So you basically, I'm trying to think. I'm really just trying to think now. I'll have a look at Series 5 and see what is included on this one, so I can probably, we'll try it. We'll have a look. Takes me a while sometimes, this does. So yeah, episodes, yes. So obviously we'll go for Rescuers on the Railways first, of course. So obviously you've got Cranky Bugs, A Bear Few for Gordon, James and Trouble Trees, By George, Put Up on Percy, Toby in the Flood, Stender Gets Lost, Something in the Air, Thomas Percy Notes Slow Coach, that's the other one. And Busy Going Backwards. So they're the ones on Rescuers on the Railways, and obviously the other ones you get are, let's go back again. Lily Has a Birthday Party, Bar, Double Teething Troubles, Oliver's Find, Happy Ever After, Sir Top Hat's Holiday, Make Someone Happy. So they're the ones you basically put on Happy Holidays, really. So that's what I think I prefer, actually. I probably like to do, actually. Make that work. I mean, with it's been some surprise that they actually in chronological order they have. Same with I think with Happy Holidays as well. Even there's some episodes are sort of randomly placed as well. Like some Tom Hat's Holiday is like towards the end of the series, but it's the first episode on the video. Strangely, but stuff like that will do. I'm probably try and work it into. I don't know. So this whole thing the mold they do. I suppose probably someone's new actually haven't done that yet, but who knows? We'll see. Hint, hint. No, I don't think it probably won't be, but just think of something really. So that's my idea, really. I can't say much about Series 6 though, or anything. Maybe like Series 4 and Series 5, probably better, really. I'm trying to think of anything else really to go on from. Maybe like Junglies, it gets a DVD release, I don't know. Again, 12 episodes, but there's no 13th episode, so who knows? I think people probably say it's lost, like it's lost media. Maybe, I don't know. And like PC Pinkerton, Little Green Man, I don't know. Maybe The Further Adventures of Super Ted. I mean, it's not a show that Super Ted, the original version, I'm familiar with in the 80s, especially, the original SR Ceroli version, not the one that's sort of with Hanna-Barbera, really. I mean, I think that's all like around the same time as Fantastic Max, I think. Maybe. It's like Lucky Hair on DVD, maybe. I don't know. But Further Adventures of Super Ted, that would be interesting, but I don't think it's never been released on DVD. A couple of VHS have been released by BBC, but not the entire thing. I don't know. I mean, it's a bit of an interesting eye-opener, really, but I've never seen it. I've never seen that version of Super Ted. I've only seen the original version through DVD box sets, and maybe just a few random episodes. Of course, there's some good stuff on it, really good stuff on it. But I'm interested to see. Well, it might be interesting to happen and see what that version Hanna-Barbera does with Super Ted. I don't know. Again, like a plethora of villains. I don't know. I think there is actually. I think there's a plethora of villains on on Further Adventures than the usual one, because it involves either Texas Speed, Bob and Skull, and just people helping out with some people who probably stranded or something, or that's usually what the formula was really in the original Super Ted, which is good. Quite a bit repetitive in some places. It's like Inspector Gadget really, but done very well indeed. What else? Richard Hugo, Bummers and Crime. That could be another one that released on DVD. Never got to see any more. I think we saw a bit briefly on Series 1, but not some Series 2. There's possibilities. There's endless possibilities, But again, it's on DVD, but might be interesting, There's a plethora of these on the, you can probably see. I think I've done most of them I wanted to do. Have I now? Probably. Maybe like Funny Bones. That could be released on DVD. That'd be good. I know Henry Clary's been released on DVD now. It has. I don't know. Probably all sorts really. Who knows? Maybe Bob Builder, the original series 1, series 2, that sort of stuff. Who knows? Again, endless possibilities. Comment down below what you think. Comment down what would you like to see? What ideas would you like to see? What shows would you think will be beneficial for a DVD, especially in the UK? Especially in the UK. I mean, something interesting, like maybe from Australia, probably series like Lizzie's Library and Plasmo. That'll be interesting. Or maybe like that Israeli show, Foxy Fables. That'll be interesting. That'll be something. I mean, they've reshooted some stuff as well, like Barney as well. Maybe do some reshoots of that. I don't know. There's endless stuff. There's probably some more shows from the 60s and 70s you probably want to see on DVD. I don't know. That'll be something. That'll be interesting. There we go. I've got nothing else to add really. I don't think. My brain's blanking now. I don't know. There's all sorts really. Comment down below. What would you like to see, and what ideas would you like to you think might be ideal for? Maybe if it's never been released in video. When you see? Oh, I forgot the other one. Jesus Christ, I forgot about that. Oh yes, there's two more I forgot to mention, which I've mentioned. The Magic Adventures of Mumfie. Interesting enough, they actually advertised on Volume 3, but Volume 3 never came out, strangely. Only 1 and 2 by the video collection in 1994. So they probably must have planned to release it in maybe early 1995, but it never just came to be. Yeah, it was advertised in 1995, it was, but no Volume 3, strangely. It wasn't until, when the movie came out, when Lionsgate released it as an omnibus version of that, I think you finally got to see the full picture, I think. Years later, in the 2010s, yeah, that's a bit strange. That's something. And the other one is James the Cat, which strangely got VHS releases, yeah, but never got DVDs. Well, the first in the 80s, it's probably released all its episodes on video, wherever, but not on DVD. And to some extent, that second series never got released on home media at all. Believe it or not, I've only managed to find out like a song. I think I uploaded a recent video, but it's the episode Memories, I think it's called, where his cousin comes to visit and they share about other stuff when they're younger and stuff like that. With Alistair McGowan taking over the voice role. Interesting, and it looks good, but it's never been. It's like an Odyssey like so. You feel like, is it fake? Because a lot of people sort of like, when I first knew about it, like, oh, it got rebooted in 1998. It was a VIP thing, like some Diplomat or something, I don't know. Which I feel like, a bit sort of weird, Obviously, there's an 80s show, but nothing ever really came from that same series, And I thought, like, was it fake? Is it, was it like fake, or did it actually happen? It actually did happen, and there's footage to prove it. But only that one episode, so it's very, again, it's like lost media. And I'd love to see, again, James Cat adorn a DVD release, and that second series as well, because you'll be interested to see, be an eye opener, And obviously, it's interesting because Ghislaine bought the rights to it, of course, along with Pugwash as well. And obviously, Pugwash did get home video releases, the New Adventures of Pugwash, the 90s version of it, and DVD releases as well, whereas James Cat didn't. It never got, you know, the second season never got video release, nor DVD release. It's bizarre and freaking, you know, and obviously the old stuff got released on video, but never a DVD release. So it's an odd thing, really odd thing. So yeah, I'd love to see what happens there. And obviously with Mumphy, going back to Mumphy, he had 2 series produced, standalone stuff, but never got official. I'm not too sure it got released in video in the US. I don't know about that, but not in the UK. Mumphy only had the 2 VHS releases in 1994, and then that DVD release 20 years later, strangely, and that was about it. So there we go. So there's all sorts to it, you know. Evident friends. I don't know. Tom Down Farm. I don't know. There's possibilities. There's possibilities. Comment down below what shows you want to see. Have had a VHS release, but never had a DVD release. Also, a show that you wanted to have in a home video release, either VHS or DVD. That's never been adorned yet, or want more of, really. I'd love to see your thoughts on it. It's an interesting discussion, isn't it? So there we go, guys. So that's me finishing. So I've talked about some of my ideas and some shows that would probably be interesting to go on from, really. But we'll end it here, actually. So I've got to say nothing else. So there we go. Thank you guys for watching, and thanks for sticking around for this video. If I've waffled on too long, if you know you feel like yeah, that'd be an interesting idea to go on from. So we'll sort it out. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you for the next video, and show me ideas. Comment down below. What would you like to see? I would like to know your feedback. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.